We're at risk of a government shutdown because of a federal immigration action in Minnesota. Now, in the past few weeks, we've seen 2 U.S. citizens killed who were protesting the U.S. federal immigration response in Minnesota. Those citizens were Renee Good and Alex Preddy. Democrats in the Senate were ready to vote for this package of bills to fund about half of the government. But after the pair of killings in Minnesota, they're threatening to withhold their votes unless Senate Republicans remove the bill that would fund the Department of Homeland Security. Republicans, with their 53-vote majority in the Senate, don't have the votes on their own to pass something like government funding. That means they need Democrats to cross the aisle and join them to vote for these bills, which would currently be blocked with the way Democrats are posturing.
In the wake of ICE's abuses and the administration's recklessness, the Senate must not pass the DHS budget as currently written and must be reworked to rein in and overhaul ICE.
Democrats want a tightening of requirements around warrants for arrests, ICE agents to no longer be able to wear masks, mandatory body cameras on federal immigration agents, and they also want a uniform code of conduct for federal agents. Republicans appear to be warming to this idea that they are okay with splitting off the bill to fund the Department of Homeland Security, carry out negotiations on that bill, and in the meantime, pass the bill that would fund the rest of government.
Hopefully we won't have a shutdown. We're working on that right now. I think we're getting close.
Now, in recent days, the Trump White House has backed off some of its most aggressive immigration tactics and rhetoric. But that doesn't seem like it's going to be enough alone for Democrats. Democrats want the changes to federal immigration enforcement to be codified in the bill to fund the Department of Homeland Security. If the Senate alters the funding bill at all, that means it'll have to go back to the House to be reapproved. If Congress doesn't pass the government funding bill by Friday at midnight, agencies that would close include not only the Department of Homeland Security, but also the Treasury Department, the Defense Department, and the Transportation Department. Other agencies that would be impacted include education, housing and urban development, and health and human services. You could see less TSA agents at airports, air traffic controllers working without pay, federally funded daycare start to taper down. You could also see FEMA, the agency responsible for responding to emergencies, start to taper down their response to a number of storms that hit the U.S. last week. ICE and other immigration enforcement agencies would largely be able to continue functioning under a government shutdown because Republicans last year gave them hundreds of billions of dollars for immigration enforcement separate from the regular appropriations process. Unlike the last government shutdown, about half of the government is already funded. That means agencies like the Department of Agriculture would be able to continue paying out food assistance programs. Other agencies like the EPA and the Department of Interior are also funded through the rest of the year. This seems to be the first time since the second Trump administration started that the administration appears to be acquiescing to some of Democrats' demands. During the last shutdown, Democrats demanded changes to healthcare, but the administration didn't really change anything in regards to healthcare. This time, it looks like the administration's actually going to play ball along with Senate Republicans to make changes to the way that they're operating in terms of immigration.